Strikeforce Diaz versus Daley is happening on Saturday, April 9th, 2011 in Valley View Casino Center in San Diego, California. This vlog is going to be all about that, my predictions for that show. Wayne Shotta here. What's up, Team Takeover, and everybody else out there in YouTube land. I'm really excited about this show because I have a feeling this is probably going to be the only and last show that's going to be free from major Zuffa influence that Strikeforce is going to be doing, and it's pretty sad. You know, Strikeforce kept on rolling and rolling with momentum, and their shows have been awesome. Every single one recently has been just jam-packed with a lot of action, and I'm not even going to discuss how this is going to suck, having this feeling of saying goodbye to a promotion. Although they're still going to be running, it's not going to be the same. What I will say is that I'm really looking forward to this fight, and I hope that we see more of these shows and more of these awesome like competitors and Japanese fighters. But to start off the show, on the main card is going to be Shinya Aoki versus Lyle Fancy Pants Beer Bomb. And looking forward to this fight. I don't think it's going to last very long. I like Fancy Pants. I've heard interviews with him. I love the whole Fancy Pants gimmick. I hope Aoki comes out with some type of Fancy Pants himself. So it's going to be a pants-off, dance-off in the octagon, but it's going to be interesting. Octagon cage, same thing. But I don't think this is going to last long. I think Aoki's going to submit Beer Bomb. Beer Bomb's fought, I think he's 16-1 against Aoki, who's 26-5-1. Aoki's coming off a big disappointing loss. But nonetheless, I think Aoki's going to win this fight. And I'm hoping that we're going to see another Aoki-Melendez fight come soon. We'll see how it goes. But I'm really hoping Aoki wins, especially for the Japanese people who, again, had another earthquake and tsunami and everything. But this is just great for Japanese MMA. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not like the biggest fan of Japanese MMA. Not because I don't like it, because I absolutely love it. But I'm not as hardcore as everybody else in the forums and online. But I do absolutely love it. So, you know, I hope Aoki wins for the Japanese people. Let's go, Aoki. Next fight's going to be Musashi versus Gegard Musashi versus Keith Jardine. I am tongue twisting today. My bad. But Musashi, I expect to win quickly. Jardine's got a questionable jaw. He's got that herky-jerky style, but Musashi's going to run through him. I'll be really shocked, really shocked if Musashi loses this fight. Although Jardine can pull one out of his ass, Musashi's just a beast. He's knocking out people that are like K1 kickboxing champions, and he's just messing people up left, right, and center. Musashi's one of the top 5, in my opinion, in the world. And I expect Musashi to run through Jardine quickly. So I'm expecting 2 quick fights on the main card. So we'll see how it goes. The next 2 fights, and I think these are the last 2 fights, are going to be the next fight's going to be Gilbert El Nino Melendez versus Tetsuya Crusher Kawajiri. Kawajiri's a tough bastard, a really tough bastard. And this is going to be a good fight. I think it's going by decision. I think it's going to go to Melendez. Melendez is great on the ground. He's not as good on his feet as Kawajiri. Kawajiri is a monster with the striking. But Melendez should win this fight. I know anything's possible. And believe it or not, I think this fight might actually be better than the main event on paper. And my opinion is actually this fight should have headlined it. But Diaz is a bigger name and Daley's a bigger name. And so I understand what Strikeforce was doing, but and not a lot of people know about Kawajiri. But this fight's going to be a really good fight, and I hope that I actually hope Kawajiri wins. just for the Japanese fans, these guys really holding Japan on their back on Saturday. They really need two wins on this, but I think Melendez is going to win by decision. There's no way he's going to finish Kawajiri. Kawajiri's refuses to quit, as you can see against his fight against Aoki. He was in Achilles lock and refused to tap. It took a while for him to eventually give up, but I think Melendez is going to win, but I'm hoping for Kawajiri to win this fight. And the last fight of the night, Nick Diaz versus Paul Semtex Daley. Interesting fight. I like both fighters. I think Nick Diaz a little bit more, mainly because I just like his interviews. I like his swag. I look at him as like a comic book character, just his demeanor and everything. If you've seen pictures of him as a child where he has his fist up in his class photo, I absolutely love that. And Semtex, it seems like just this bully out of England that just will fight any and anybody. Both guys are really tough guys, and there's not a lot of shit talking, which is actually pretty interesting to me. I know that Ariel Helwani had an interview with Diaz where he was asking him about the mutual respect thing, and Diaz had like this weird answer. But this should be good. Actually, I expect a lot of fireworks to fly. I think Diaz, his only chance of winning is by punching, by knockout. There's no way he's going to finish Diaz. Daley's got a really handful. And what's interesting about this fight is I think Diaz is going to actually try to stand and bang with this guy and let the fist fly. He could take a punch. I know Diaz could definitely take a punch, but I think once he gets his clock cleaned a little bit, I think he starts to see those stars. He's going to take Daley down and do what he's got to do to finish out the fight. But he will try to finish out the fight, unlike other Koscheck, who just held him down for 3 rounds. But nonetheless, I expect Diaz to win, and I'm going to go by submission in the 4th round. We'll see how this goes. It should be a really good show. This whole show is going to be awesome. I really hope that a lot of people watch this, and I hope that you guys support Strikeforce, and hopefully if this gets a lot of ratings and they can keep the show going, it'll encourage Dana White to keep and Zuffa to keep their hands off. Although they've made some slight tweaks, which it seems, from what I've read online, they're all positive tweaks when it comes to interviewing. Still no video press conference or press conference shown on the web, which is kind of disappointing. But nonetheless, I expect this to be a really good show. I want to say it's probably Strikeforce's best show on paper. I know that's a brave comment to say, especially since the last Strikeforce card, the Grand Prix, the opening of the Grand Prix. I know it's not the last one, but whatever. The opening of the Grand Prix was actually a really good card. But this one's it's going to be a really good card. I encourage everybody to watch it, and I encourage everybody to add me on Twitter, go on the forum. I know the radio show is off right now, but it's going to be back on. I expect Gary the Grape and Donald Man to do an awesome job on that. But, I've gotten nothing but a lot of positive praise for my vlogs, and I appreciate that. And I had to rush my WrestleMania vlog that I did. I didn't advertise that as much because MMA's been, I tried my best to keep this vlog about MMA, but thank you for watching. I hope you watched the fights. I expect some of you guys to comment. I love all the comments, positive and negative. Shout out to Bloodstain Lane, Lazy the Savage. I've never met you in my life, but you seem like a cool dude. Get well soon, Sean. I hope you're doing good, buddy. I know you just came back from surgery. I expect you to do a vlog soon or whatever, but rest well, enjoy the show, and Sambo, and great to see Gumby back, and everybody else that shows me love. DiBiase, and everybody else. Thank you for watching. Let's have a really good Strikeforce before it turns into Zuffa Force show. And thanks.